How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Brian, and in today's video I'm going to be sharing with you guys how I made $130 very quickly with NVDA. We're going to look at the overall stock and see how I was able to make the decision to go short. This is because NVIDIA has been on an amazing tear towards the upside, as you can see. But when it pulls back, it likes to pull back and have a nice retest of the trend line that if you identify it with time, you can use it to your advantage. So I actually made a video on support and resistance lines, so go check that out if you want to learn how to use and or draw support and resistance lines. They're great indicators for setting up trade ideas or where to start a position and where to close a position. So right now we're looking at the 4-hour candlestick chart on WeBull. If you want a great platform to do your own technical analysis or trade stocks, WeBull is an amazing platform because we get actual charts, not like Robinhood. So if you're using Robinhood, switch over to WeBull, definitely. All right, so each candlestick is 4 hours, and as you can see, we had this nice clean upwards trend. You see we had a nice consolidation zone right here, broke out, kept going higher every single day. It was great to go long for a nice swing. Today the stock did gap, first of all, so we're gonna start off with there. The stock gapped right here. All right, we had the stock gap. So what this showed me was that stocks like to fill the gap if they're moving closer. Why? Because it's an easy way for price just to move through. So at the beginning of the day, I already had this box drawn in, showing that there's some pressure that could build up here towards the downside, kind of like a reversion to the mean, right? If we've been overextending, especially in the after hours and pre-market, there's a good probability that will regress to the mean, which could be here in the middle around 830. Or even better, what happened was we actually touched our trend line right here of support and actually broke through, looking at it in hindsight. But at the time, I was not gonna know that was gonna occur. So building up our case, we knew that we had a little bit of a flow towards the downside. First minute till market open at 6:30, we get a huge sell candle. I don't like to immediately jump in unless I am buying market and selling market, but there's its pros and cons to that. I know some people who'd like to trade that way, but that's not me. I like to wait for a confirmation of direction, and as you can see, we had a nice downwards trend. So here we can even yet again draw a support and resistance line. And so I was seeing it come down. I had no real good place to enter at the moment until I saw this right here. I saw the break of the downwards trend with this little pop in NVIDIA, nice volume. So right here is where I actually opened up my position, because at the same time when NVIDIA was dumping, SPY and QQQ were doing really good, and this is what I used to kind of have a little bit more confidence, right? We came back. This is a pull up or a pullback, right? It pulled back up, and in technical analysis, we actually formed a little wedge, a little bear flag, because we are having pressure to the downside. As you can see, we are also close to our support line. So right here was a good indication to go long, but I just was not seeing the strength, especially with just one candlestick pushing up, and the ones following were not good indicators of the stock to follow through. If anything, to go long, I would have wanted a nice consolidation, a nice pattern to the upside. But as you can see, we have a bear flag, a bear wedge, and here is where I made the final decision to go short. Around the same time, we had this huge red candle on SPY around the same time. As you can see, it's 9:43 a.m. Eastern time, and if we go back to NVIDIA, 9:43, remember that, 9:43, we can see that, 9:42, 9:43, that's where we saw the big red sell candle on SPY. Remember, in real time, I don't know what's going to happen next. We don't have this information yet. Now we do, because I'm recording this video, but I knew this was a pullback up, and we were probably going to retest, so I entered right here, a put. And then the next candlestick really sold off. I was looking at it from here to here. I entered pretty early, and my option I can share with you guys what I paid. I got filled for NVDA at 1155, and I sold my NVDA put for 1280 because that was a new spread. Once we got right here, it was like 1260, 1270 bid and 1290 ask, and I went in the middle and I got filled right away. Yes, looking back, I should have held, right? I should have held it a little bit, but at the same time, this is why I sold really quickly. First of all, a quick scalp, beautiful play right here, $130, super easy to make, just with one candlestick. This is like no more than a minute, no more than 2 minutes, like literally a minute, right? Enter right here, sell right here. Yes, then it sold off even more with bigger volume. But remember, we have this trend line right here, this purple line, and it acts as support. So it could have easily bounced right away. And if we go back to SPY, that huge sell candle that I was telling you guys about, it recovered very quickly and very nicely. Again, in hindsight, we don't know what's going to happen next. Recovering. I have to get out. So that is why I did not risk it for the biscuit a little bit longer. I'm like, oh, this is I want to sell into pressure, right? I want to get the maximum value that I can. Someone will take it off me. I got filled immediately again, right? I got filled immediately. Next big red sell candle, I was out already, and by then we got a nice consolidation. Right here was like a nice bottom to go long. I would have thought, good thing I didn't, because overall NVIDIA was weak, and this is normal, especially after a stock really starts getting overextended, right? It's been on a huge tear, huge rally. It's only normal that a pullback of this size was to be called for, and that's why my put option, the premium, it moved so much with one candlestick. I was okay with that. Again, look at the support. If I would have zoomed out a little bit more and saw that, oh, we broke through it and then retested it again, I probably could have got another put position right here, because guess what we have? Another bear flag, a bear wedge right here. You see this triangle, and it broke to the downside. So yes, I could have re-entered using my support line where I exited as resistance now to add more pressure towards the downside. So I could have re-entered, but again, I wasn't looking at the stock by this. I was just looking at what the overall market was doing, how it was reacting, and I usually do that with my market charts right here on WeBull. As you can see, it recovered nicely, a little bit of pressure, but overall the markets looked all right, and I didn't know how far could NVIDIA go, and that's one of my rules right now, is I don't like to push it, because I've had especially shorting at the tops is not a great idea. It really is not. So here we have NVIDIA. It's not a great idea to just be like, oh, we're overextended. We got to short it now. Like I've been burned so many times. So I've learned my lesson, just to scalp it, get a couple of good points in and out. And then, like I said, I didn't see this fully. And by then I was just looking at other stocks to trade. Another one was Tesla. I missed it again. And I had a beautiful setup. I knew I wanted to go short under 650. That was a key level for me to go short. Missed it. It is what it is, right? I made some money, super easy. Overall, I made that money, and then I walked out of my desk, took a little break, and by the time I came back, it was already maybe 20-30 minutes later. So I missed this whole move because I just left my desk. After I make some money, I like to walk away, because I don't want to just jump back in and start over trading, because when I have one good trade, I'm like, okay, let me take a break. I know how my emotions get. I get excited, like, yes. So that's just me. I get super excited. So all right, let me take a little break. Oh man, I could have made more money. So you see, as you can see, my emotions could have been mixed. I made money, but like, oh, FOMO, I could have made more money. So that's why I like to walk away and just like take a deep breath and understand, like, yes, I made some good money. All right, can we find another setup? But after this, I was like, I just want to take a break. I think I'm done trading for today. $130 in like 2 minutes is good. I have other things to do. So took the rest of the day off. That's a benefit of trading, that you can stop whenever you want. You don't have to be here all day. Like, oh, the bottom, double bottom, let's go long. Oh no, resistance, let's go short. Like, to me, that's over trading. But nonetheless, that's how I made $130 today. Hopefully that helps. Hopefully it shows like a good setup, right? We had some selling pressure, pullback. SPY was a good indicator that it was going to drop. It dropped. I didn't know it would go through support so easily like that. Bounced back, used it at resistance, and formed a nice wedge pattern right here to break to the downside for another good move to the downside. So it is what it is. In hindsight, you know, it is what it is. This would have been the better trade. This was a good trade, but a little risky again because the first support was right here. I didn't know we were gonna break through it right away. So with that being said, hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hope it helps. If you have any questions, leave them down below. If you want to learn from me, my Patreon is in the description where I can help you. 2 free stocks with WeBull. Definitely check it out. And subscribe for the video. I'm giving out technical analysis and trading ideas for other stocks. Right now, a big one that I'm looking at is the next move on Tesla. I'm again a little annoyed that I missed this entry. Beautiful bear flag. Look at it. Beautiful bear flag to the downside at my key level of 260. Great indicator to short. But nonetheless, it is what it is. Subscribe. Watch out for those technical analysis videos.